There's a moment where Judy talks about this idea that for 1 hour a night, she's Judy Garland,
Right.
and she has a hard time living the rest of her life in the sense of understanding that. And I found that interesting about perception versus reality.
Yes.
I mean, my perception of Judy Garland prior to learning a lot about her story was Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, like the heightened reality of who she was.
Of course.
Like, do you think about that as an actor? Like, do people always perceive you to be the person they see on screen? Like, are they like when they meet you, do they want you to be Bridget Jones? Do they want you to be these people you've played?
Probably. And it's interesting because it's just a projection, you
Right.
know, it's sort of like an association with the experience that you have with the character or the film. And it's kind of cool if you think about it, because in order for someone to have a connection to a character in that way, then the film must have meant something to them.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty special thing to share with somebody. But again, the persona enters the room before you do. And sometimes people don't meet you at all.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's a really interesting, but I think that's for anybody, for an athlete, for a political personality, for anybody who has a public persona. I'm sure that the experience is the same.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the Somewhere Over the Rainbow moment was live singing. I mean, and you can tell that you're singing in the movie because you can see, like you can just tell it feels real. Filming that moment, singing that song, it's a devastating performance, but devastatingly beautiful.
Thank
in the
you.
sense of like where you understand what she's going through emotionally, but the song is so powerful that it just, I don't know, it's a very interesting moment. I'm curious what you'd like to film that, but also the idea of how you chose what songs you would sing live and which ones might be recorded because of like long tracking shots.
Rupert chose that. Rupert decided that we were going to do everything live because he wanted for the audience to capture the experience that a performer has, the shared experience that a performer has with an audience.
Yeah.
And I'll forgive him one day.
It's a great moment. It really was.
Thank you.
There's a great element in the film where we meet your character in the beginning. She's in the United States. When she goes to London, she's like welcomed in incredibly by everybody in London because they love Judy Garland. When you go to different countries, what are movies that you notice that work with audiences in different countries? Like when you go to London, is there a film that, I'm sure Bridget Jones or something like that, what countries have you noticed fans kind of attach on to for your movies?
I think the one that was sort of had a through line internationally was Bridget Jones.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting because it wasn't so much about it being set in England, or where it was set rather. It's about her humanity, and I find that that's a really interesting question. I'd never really thought of it before, but people in Hong Kong and Korea and South America, North America, all over Europe, people connected to her.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting, that it's our imperfection that unites us as humans, no matter where we are.
Yeah.
So anyway,
And last
that's
thing
an
for you, do you
interesting
miss?
question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you miss Judy?
Oh, she hasn't gone anywhere.
Is she
know?
still with you?
Like with anyone that you love, who
Yeah.
you admire, who's inspired you in some way, whom you have affection for. You carry them with you throughout your life. I mean, I'm not giving up my bands and my musicians from growing up, and having learned more about her and her experiences and just how truly spectacular she is. Yeah, I'm not letting go.
Thank you for telling the story. It meant a lot to me personally, but thank you for telling it. And
Oh,
you did
that's
a phenomenal
kind.
job.
Oh, thanks so much,
Pleasure talking
Kevin.
to you,
Yeah,
by the
you
way.
too.